vasectomies. Dr. Berglund performed mine. This tomorrow will be the 1-year anniversary of my vasectomy. I've neglected to get him a card, but hopefully a kind word will suffice.
A big, strong kiss will be just fine.
A big, strong one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right. Well, after a guy's had your balls in his hand, what are you going to do? You can't go skiing downhill. The only way to go is something. Not only that, but the Bill Squire Friday Get Down is how we know that the weekend is officially underway. There's no Cavs basketball tonight. That's tomorrow night. West Coast playing the Golden State Warriors. So we'll have Is It Red directly into the Bill Squire Friday Get Down towards the end of the show. Next week, if you like the band Dirty Honey, I've got tickets for you. They're doing December 9th at the House of Blues. I'm going to send you to the show, and I'll put you at the pre-show sound check party as well. I will have Cavs tickets for you for when the Lakers are in town. Bill, follow me here. There's a guy on the Lakers who used to play here. I'm told he's local. And the Saturday after Thanksgiving, the Louisiana Lakers will be here to play the Cavaliers.
Actually, Alan,
I'm sorry?
They're not from Louisiana.
Oh.
From a little further west.
Texas.
No.
Oh. Queensryche, I don't know who the hell is fronting Queensryche now. They had all that litigation years ago. It ain't Jeff Tate. He's doing his own thing. But Queensryche and Armored Saint, that's in April at the House of Blues. And if you're down with the band AJR, I know my older daughter used to be way into them. AJR is going to do the Romo Fijo end of June. So all those shows next week here on the program. I will be doing the Cox Out pregame, by the way, on Sunday. There's only a few left. Browns are in Baltimore playing the Ravens. We will pack the Parma Tavern on Sunday, starting around noon. We have prizes and money for you to win and the whole bit. So I'd love to see you out there. Whether or not your name is Mike. I've heard from a lot of Mikes from Parma. We have our primary Mike from Parma. We have our favorite, I should say favorite, our most prominent Mike from Parma.
I'll say favorite.
And so as a result, all these other guys will go, hey, I'm another Mike from Parma. And so if the Cox Out pregame on Sunday becomes a de facto meetup for the Mikes in Parma, I don't see any problem with that.
Afternoon, Bill from South Jersey. Hey, I've got a question that has absolutely nothing to do with any of the subjects discussed on the show today. Since Bill was in the Philippines, I'd like to know if he consumed a food called pagpag. I saw a documentary that talked about it, and I was just wondering if he was able to experience that for himself and if pagpag made him poo-poo. Talk to you later.
You ever heard of pagpag?
Pagpag?
It's not like he was saying pagpag. P-O-G-P-O-G.
I have not heard of this food.
Pagpag. Okay.
Pagpag.
Well, apparently he was
P-A-G-P-A-G.
watching a documentary and...
Well, pagpag just says it's leftover food. I've never heard this term before.
Oh, okay.
But it says pagpag is the Tagalog term for leftover food from restaurants.
Oh. It's just a fancy word for leftovers.
Yeah, it definitely...
Oh, okay. You've definitely eaten, leftover...
I think
like
this is more like the
or something?
spoiled stuff that is, thrown out.
Ah.
That, poor people would eat. So, no, I never consumed pagpag. I ate balut.
What is balut?
That's the...
I thought that was the bear from the Jungle Book.
No, that's balut.
Oh.
But balut is, it's like a 18-day-old duck egg. So the duck's partially formed in there, and then you cook it. And
how partially?
There's bones.
Oh.
But they're soft.
Yeah.
You cook it so they get all soft, so you can just kind of pop the whole thing. It tastes like a hard-boiled egg kind of
But
thing.
why not wait for it to either become a chicken?
That's just how they do it.
Oh, okay. They want to cause problems along the way. They're like, we got to get this further in the gestational period. Regional culinary differences are fascinating to me, because it's just based on what these people in whatever part of the world had around. So, like, if you're a traveler in other parts of the world, things that seem unpalatable, you go, well, this is like a national treasure. This is a delicacy or whatever.
Yeah,
because it's what there was around.
Go to YouTube.
Peasant food in a lot of places.
Go to YouTube and search Balut, Balut, and you can see what it looks like. You like crack the top of it, then you drink the juice out of it, and then you.
Oh, it's a full-on bird, homie.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't like a developing animal. It's a full-on bird.
Well, it's like 8. Yeah.
Oh, right. Balut. Well, there it is.
The key was to not look at it.
It looks like a pterodactyl.
Well,
like Poundcake's
some
mom
believe
would
it
eat
was.
this. Yeah, I guess so. All right.
Yeah, it's a wild thing, but the Filipinos would go crazy if you ate it. So if you ate it, they'd be like, "Oh my God, he's doing it."
Why? Because they were used to it, but you were a tourist.
Yeah, because they're like, "I can't believe a white person's eating this." They've never seen. First of all, most of them have never seen a white person before. And then
so everything you did was amazing,
right? But when you would like eat their food and then also not be grossed out by it, like I wasn't grossed out by it. I would eat it and it was fine. Like it tasted fine.
But I wonder why.
I don't know.
I wonder why they let it develop that far along.
Mm-hmm.
They say it's as casual as ice cream on a hot summer day in the Philippines.
Yep.
And
it's as common as ketchup on a hot dog. That shouldn't be
pop
common.
in your mouth.
I'm like watching shorts on YouTube, and people are just pulling out the little bird fetus, like,
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Like, doesn't it have bone
Filipino
in there?
street food.
But it's like soft because it's not developed fully yet, so you can just chew right through it.
So it's like the
You don't
veal
even-
of bird.
I mean, I never like it wasn't crunchy or anything.
Dude, this is crazy. Do they put a special sauce or something in it?
Then you put a little salt on it. But
Wow.
it tastes like broth with the juice that's in it because
Is it
it's cooked in
salty?
it. Not really. I mean, that's why you put salt on it to give it a little bit more.
I see.
But it tastes kind of like the mix between a piece of chicken and a hard-boiled egg.
It says Balut is to the Philippines what hot dogs are to America. Wow. The late night snack of choice. So they have like Balut Hut. You can call them up, and the little guy comes over on the moped and delivers it.
I mean, anytime I got it, it was just somebody selling it on the side of the street. Like it wasn't like they didn't sell this at a fast food restaurant. Like Jollibee didn't have Balut.
Some say it's an aphrodisiac. I love how the best way to get people to eat something disgusting is to tell them it's an aphrodisiac.
But it tastes good.
It's a great way to
Telling you.
sell stuff. It might give you a boner. Oh, because everybody's terrified about not getting boners. Eat this half-developed chicken. Give you boners.
Some people are just okay with like not getting boners. They're not afraid. They're like, no, I don't get boners. It's okay.
Yes, 80-year-old men. Not young-ish dudes. Are you okay with not getting boners? Oh, boy.
No, I get boners.
You what?
No, I get boners.
But are you okay with not getting them?
I guess I have to face reality if it happened, but like when I was on medication.
I was going to
okay.
say, a lot of people who are on medication, I mean, that's a side effect of the medication. So you're trading, I mean, that's the big irony there, right? Like you feel better, you're kind of more leveled out, just can't get it up.
And now that I think about it, I was still getting it up, but I just couldn't finish. So that was different.
Well, that's no fun either.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. It was literally just like keep the never-ending story. Like
Yes, edging forever.
Like I was like, oh my gosh, I'm
Edge of tomorrow.
But now, I guess my medication knew something I didn't because now that's a thing. Now they've always had like little penis cages. Like I don't know what to call them. Like they're like
The chastity cages.
Yeah, chastity cages.
Yeah, and they do that. And I was talking to a dude, and he's just like, sorry, I didn't mean to get you off track.
No, it's all right. I mean,
but like he was literally saying, he's like, I love being horny. It turns me on. And I'm like, being horny turns you on? I'm like, yeah.
Not being able to finish is what he's into.
I was like, I'm just so old fashioned. Back in my day, we used to, let it rip.
in my day,
these kids these days, they just want to just be horny and then go to sleep. And they're like, oh, wow, just the thought of being horny just makes me horny. But you don't finish.
Back in my day, 2010.
Like, that's frustrating to me. I want to finish. I don't want to just be horny and that be like the thing. Like that's not the end game. I don't want to be horny
But
and then that's it.
It's like having
beautiful,
tantric
though.
sex.
But like that's beautiful. If just the idea of being horny makes you horny, then you're in a constant horny loop, and you can just like, I like being horny. Oh, now I am horny.
I don't know.
Horny Loop is at the
Horniness
House
is
of
getting me.
Blues tomorrow night, by the way.
Yeah, he's like, I just like staying horny and just like walking around my house being horny, and then, you're just horny all day. I'm like, so you just don't want to release?
Well, because I kind of understand,
Go to
because
sleep?
when you finish, you're done
Mm-hmm.
for a bit, depending on how quickly you can rebound. But when you're done, you're done. And so it's like to not be done for a long time.
couldn't
That's a great
understand
thing. That's pretty wild.
Because
That's all right.
Yeah, because we were talking.
Sting's out there doing it.
Yeah, we were talking dirty, and he is just like, yeah. He's like, being horny really turns me on. I'm like, I thought he was just talking. That's what I'm saying. I thought he was just talking stupid.
Are you talking to AI? Because this doesn't sound like the way a
No.
human actually talks.
Worse than AI, a 23-year-old. So I'm like, oh God. I was like, I can't do
So
it.
his
with these-
intelligence is artificial.
I can't do it with you youngins anymore. Being horny really turns me on. And I thought he was just talking, he was in a froth and he was just saying stupid stuff.
Horny turns me on.
Being horny turns me
Yeah.
on.
So- And I was just like, being horny turns
Is
you
this
on?
the first
Question
time
mark?
he's been horny? And that's why he's like, this is crazy. I've never been horny before. It's really turning me on.
You ever heard of these things called hormones? It's amazing. I'm hitting puberty at 30.
I took a big old
23.
swaller out of it, and I was like, uh-oh.
23. Even better. Puberty at 23.
Yeah, no. So that was an experience. I learned something new because I asked him to clarify because I thought he just, again, was in a froth and he just like mistyped. And then he's like, oh no. He's like, I love it. I just love being horny. It's just like my favorite thing. And, I just get to walk around and just be horny and then go to sleep and then you wake up horny. I'm like, wow. So you're essentially blue balling yourself for fun. Like that used to be a thing back in the day. No one wanted to get blue balled. Now, this generation, you want to talk about
blue balls isn't a thing, so.
it is a thing.
It's not.
Dr. B will clarify it for you.
He has told us that it is a thing.
I don't remember that.
Although I do prefer the old-timey term lover's nuts. I just think it's funnier. That's me. Alan, Pog Pog is scavenged food that has been sitting in the trash and heat all day, gaining bacteria. It's collected, cleaned, and then fried in a wok-like bowl as street food. The premise, allegedly, is that the heat from the frying will kill the bacteria. Somebody other than me can test that theory, though.
Bruh.
Well, that sounds about the same as leftovers, right? Like if you...
Yeah, but if it's sitting in the heat outside, like leftovers, the idea is you're going to get it home and put it in a fridge, and
How do you
that's
spell it?
different than being outside in the Philippines heat and humidity. Blech.
Right.
How do you spell it, Bill?
Pog Pog or Balut?
Pog Pog. I saw Balut.
What is it?
P-O-G.
P-A-G, right?
Yeah, P-A-G, P-A-G.
Okay, I thought I was spelling it wrong. Okay.
Hey, Alan, congrats to your Bears on a win last night over the Panthers. Double good for you because you get the Panthers' top draft pick next year. And I'm going to give you a quiz like you guys have been doing to Poundcake this week. In the past month or so that Justin Fields has been out, name the Bears' starting quarterback. You can't use Google.
That's
This is
easy.
the honor system. We know
Who's
you won't
playing?
cheat. If you get it right, then I'll pay you $1 million from your own bank account. If you get it wrong, you have to pay my student loans. Just how it goes. Also unrelated, but if you could let Bill know that the character from A Christmas Story is Scut Farkas, not Scott. We don't know why, but it's Scut. And if you could go by William Scut Squire from now on. Love you.
I can.
Love Fridays. Don't really like Rebecca Black. Bye.
Oh, no. Again, this has become the accidental. It's quickly becoming a ritual at Casa Cox in the morning as Gwen tells Alexa to play this to get my daughter out of bed. And it's such a ridiculous song that you can't help it. I mean, the entire song, When she sings the calendar, for Thursday and then Friday and then it's Saturday. I was explaining to my daughter on the way to school.
Wait. You got to answer the question.
Tyson Bagent. I mean,
Okay,
this is
there
the
you
guy, yeah. Who, by the
$1
way,
million.
has been killing it. And this kid came out of nowhere. This was a kid like nobody wanted. I think his dad is like a professional arm wrestler or
Yeah.
something. But he beat Bryce Young last night. That dude went first in the
Overall.
draft overall. And yeah, I think this kid has got something. I like seeing him play.
He was
I was going back and forth
Division II.
Yes.
Like he wasn't
Like
even
Springfield College or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
It's a crazy story.
Yep. But I dig him. I like what he seems to be doing. I mean, for the Blackhawks, we got that Connor Bedard. He hit some friggin' record last night or something. He went first too. Blackhawks grabbed him because they're terrible too. He's 18 years old, and they were playing the Lightning last night, and Blackhawks win. And Connor Bedard is the youngest player to score 4 points in a game since 1944. So he's kind of coming as advertised. They're like, he's another one of these Mario Lemieux types, like Sidney Crosby, once in a generation type talent. So, yeah, the Bears game was great. I was very excited to see that.
Shepherd College is where he went.
Shepherd College. They also said they confirmed that Dick Butkus died from a stroke. He died a few weeks back, and they never said why. He died in his sleep, and he had a stroke, I guess, and that's why he died. But anyway, what's the Scott thing?
I guess
was
his name
talking
was
about?
Scott Farkas, not Scott
Scott?
Farkas. I guess
From
so.
A Christmas Story.
Yeah, I
is
thought
what we're
it was
talking
Scott.
about. I don't know what is Scott.
Apparently, that's his name.
Okay.
I don't know.
We had Peter Billingsley in here yesterday, who was Ralphie, because they've got that fan expo over the weekends. Today, tomorrow, and Sunday, the Greater Cleveland Film Commission is doing it. And so if you miss any of that, because people are coming up to me all morning going, that Peter Billingsley in it was awesome. And I was like, yeah, he was great. I'd never met him before, but we have mutual friends, and he was awesome. And I guess, so you asked him about Scott Farkas, I guess. Scott Farkas.
Yeah.
When we were talking to anyway.
Because they got in that fight, and right before the fight, he's all worked up and on his way to tears, or he might have even been crying a bit. And I'm always impressed by a child actor that can get into that headspace.
Yeah.
So I just was curious about that, like if how he got there, and it was just he was able to work himself up, and it wasn't like they come over and say, "You're a piece of garbage, you little stupid kid."
By the way, on the subject of A Christmas Story, I got a notification. We were talking to him yesterday and the fan expos this weekend, but they're putting, because next weekend is the 40th anniversary of A Christmas Story, they're putting it back in theaters. So if you want to see it on the big screen, they're going to be showing it, I think Crocker Park, I think the Cedar Lee.
You should go see it with Nora.
With Nora?
Yeah.
It's December 10th and December 13th. Usually they run these kinds of things.
I saw it in the theater probably 5 or 6 years ago,
Did
and
you?
I had never seen it in the theater, and it was really fun to go and watch it in the theater, and just I took my kids, and we had
Maybe I
laughs.
will. Yeah, when they put these older movies back in the theaters, they'll usually do like a Sunday and a Wednesday, and that's what they're doing with this. So if you're a fan of that movie and you've never seen it in the big screen, look for it. And me and Bill talking to Peter Billingsley yesterday, that is at AlanCoxShow.com. I have to break here. I will have Hassan Minhaj tickets for you. He is on his Off With His Head tour. That'll bring him to Playhouse Square. If you're a fan of his, I'll hook you up after the break. And then another $1,000, the next keyword to grab a grand.